Moving on in the world of social media, a viral video has captured the moment a frustrated Nigerian woman stormed a First Bank branch, demanding answers after 949,000 was allegedly withdrawn from her mother's account via a mobile app without her knowledge. Now, according to this woman, not only was the money drained, but debit alerts were disabled, making it harder for her mother to notice these transactions in real time. The woman was clearly emotional, and this was her second visit to the bank after no clear resolution was offered. Take a look at this video.
Will you calm down? 949,000 naira, will you calm down? Tell me! Will you calm down? If you was you, will you calm down?
See, this is my picture.
Now, in a video that we didn't show here for a lack of time, this woman displayed, Yorubas call it dasirof. But anyway, this raises the question of how secure digital banking really is in Nigeria, especially when it comes to protecting vulnerable users like the elderly, like this woman's mother, and whether banks are actually doing enough to take responsibility when things go wrong. Sometimes I worry in Nigeria that it takes a viral video, it takes us displaying a certain peculiar type of madness to be taken seriously, and it's very sad. Let's take a look at social media. Adewale Adebayo says, while this approach can get you attention and may ultimately trigger an action, I bet it's not the best method even in Nigeria. The system still works, especially finance, if you follow it rigorously. But most people just don't believe in the system. We'll take one more tweet. Enugu First Son says she should go to the CBN office and ask for the fraud desk to lay her complaint. First Bank will call her and tell her who did it and which office after the refund. I advised a student in Enugu whose 20K was deducted, and UBA told him it's one of their staff in Nasarawa who committed the wire fraud. Interesting. Wahala. Moving on in international news. Mali's military-led government has given coup leader Assimi Goïta a fresh 5-year presidential mandate, which is renewable as many times as necessary. And he doesn't need to be elected to keep the presidency. The country's transitional parliament approved the new law on Thursday, allowing Goïta to stay in power until at least the year 2030, with the option to renew his term indefinitely as long as the country remains stable under his watch. Now, Goïta first seized power in 2020 and then staged another coup in 2021 to tighten his grip. Back then, he made a promise to return Mali to civilian rule by March 2024. But as this deadline came and went, there were no elections, no transition, and no plan to hand over power, just silence. And this latest move gives him full control of the country. This has raised a concern, of course, in West Africa, where we're seeing military takeovers have been on the rise, and trust in military and democratic transitions is wearing thin. This is a trend in West Africa, these open-ended military regimes. We're seeing 4 countries now that are being led by coup regimes: Burkina Faso, Guinea, Niger, and now Mali. Very interesting. But before I take some tweets and hand over to my team, I'd like you guys to please chime in with the hashtag TrendingNowTVC on any social media platform. I promise we are listening. Let me take a tweet on the Mali story. Very interesting. I've noticed that when we talk about Pan-Africanism, you guys are always quick to chime in, and it shows that there's hope for Africa yet. Totino says, Goïta's power grab with an unlimited term is a blatant betrayal of Mali's democratic hopes, cementing a military dictatorship while dodging elections. Very, very interesting. And Messiah says, what's the difference between him and the president he overthrew? He's realized there's so much in presidency. Now look at how selfish he has become. Team, I want to focus on local news here. Why do we have a culture of displaying? We must offer our clothes and run mad for institutions to take us seriously or for us to get justice for basic attacks against us. Why?
First things first, it's a sign of trust deficit on institutions, on government, and a whole lot of things. And the reoccurrence of such incidences, especially in banks this few months, is really worrisome. And you go to the bank and everybody is giving you a cold shoulder. The frustration can lead you to do things like that, but it depends on who you are. While others would want to pursue the intellectual side of it, you know, the gentleman side of it, some people can resort to this. I don't subscribe to this personally. I would rather ask questions on how fast will I get the attention of the bank. And somebody on your comments just gave that solution. It's unfortunate. It is only 51,000 naira shy of being $1 million naira that was taken away from Mama's account. Mama's account. Do you get what I'm saying? And with these times, that's a lot of money. And for Goita Mali, wow, maybe he wants to be the next Paul Biya of Africa. Putting yourself as president in perpetuity.
Talk about job security.
What kind of job security are we talking about?
I'll start with the story of the lady that the money was deducted. Now we're talking about 949,000 naira. That's a lot of money. And I do not subscribe to the